so I'm on Facebook or Twitter, and then I'm just like scrolling, just doing my own thing, and then suddenly I see several posts about the upcoming presidential election. And then, so I'm looking at these, and then I look at the comments, and I see all these different opinions and views on it. And then I notice that a lot of these views and opinions are from college students. And so, that's awesome to see that, a lot of us actually care about, who's gonna be running our country next year. And so, it gives me the question, how many of these college students that I just saw give their opinions are actually registered voters? Now, all of us in here are obviously in college, and pretty sure all of you have different opinions on the upcoming election. I've seen views like about Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, or why there's a gerbil living on top of Donald Trump's head. And then I, for one, have my own personal opinion on the presidential election, and I want my opinion to actually count, which is why I'm a registered voter, because I want to make a difference. But that is only a possibility when just me, which brings me to my topic. Students ages 18 to 24 need to start voting more. So instead of it being a possibility, we can actually make it into a reality as a whole group of us can actually start voting. So today, I will be talking about the problems, the causes, and the solutions. Now, the problem is that we don't have no motivation. We as college students, we go through, we are very occupied with our time. We have work or school or maybe even both, and it makes us very tired. And so our typical excuse is that we don't have the energy. But each one of us are in the prime of our bodies, where we have a lot of energy, only because we are motivated. And that's why we don't vote, because we aren't motivated. The reason we're not motivated is because we're just bored of it, or we have no interest in it. According to Colin Brennan of Christopher Newport University, last updated on an article, last updated October 29, 2014, he stated that typical national election topics like Social Security or foreign policy isn't something that we really typically care for, which is why are we gonna have any motivation to actually do something about it? And the second problem is that we are just lacking in information, meaning that we have many more things to worry about as college students. Things about politics aren't very things that we're interested on. According to the Economist on an article on October 29, 2014, students are not educated enough on politics and different policies. And because of that, why are we gonna have any interest in voting as well? Now that I talked about the problems, let's talk about the causes. So, we live in America, and the land of the free, home of the brave, and so we have easily the opportunity to take advantage of it. And so when college students don't vote, what that causes is that we do not exercise our right to vote. So, according to Douglas Phelan on his Education Insider News blog of 2015, what he basically stated was that we all have the opportunity to select our leaders. So the health of the democracy is all dependent on us. So when we don't participate in voting, we are basically just eliminating the fact that we live in a democracy, a government ran by the people. Second cause is that we are unprepared for the future. According to the 49er Democracy Experience, on an article last updated on October 23rd, 2015. What was basically stated as well was that the policies that we vote for today makes a huge influence of our lives in the future. Meaning, like, when we vote for something, the upcoming election, it'll have a butterfly effect where each of our decisions affect the future. So, do we really want this guy to control how we're gonna live our lives? We need to actually get out there and start voting. Which brings me to my solution. Now, there are many different solutions onto making college students vote, but a typical one is that candidates needs to start visiting universities more often. Now, we like our dear colleague recently on his Angel on his cultural artifact speech. We are the millennials, and there are over 44 million of us. And so, according to Kei Kawashima Ginsburg, CEO of a nonprofit organization called Circle, in an article in 2015, what he stated was that candidates need to have more of a face-to-face interaction with the college students. If Bernie Sanders came to Cal State LA right now and he said, "Oh, I want to make college tuition affordable or possibly even free for the undergraduate student," and say, "Oh, I want to eliminate the prohibition of marijuana," how much is that going to motivate us? That's going to be like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm going to vote for that guy." That's going to motivate us. Second, we should just make it a law. Let's make voting mandatory. That'll force us into learning more about politics, since we have to actually vote now. According to Barack Obama, and on an article published by Holly Ann in 2015, that they basically stated how voting needs to be mandatory because, not that much people are, they're not getting out there and voting. So, today, hopefully I was able to enlighten you guys on why college students need to start voting more. Typically the ones that are ages 18 to 24. I talked about the problems, causes, and solutions. We need to metaphorically stop doing one of these and start doing one of these, standing up for our rights. Thank you. Vote for Persuasive.